right, good evening, and welcome to the Illuminated Page. My name is Roxanne Thompson. Thank you for bearing with us. We're about a half an hour late, although I just noticed that the clock on my computer is telling me it's 5:30, so I'm actually a half an hour early. So, but
what's an hour or two between friends? You know?
That's right.
Time zones. Who needs them?
But yeah, so thank you for joining us tonight. This is Quiet Gentleman Entertainment. This is usually the night when we would do our Illuminated Page Masks of Nyarlathotep show, but tonight one of our cast member, David, who plays the illustrious Professor Hardgrove, is packing up a moving truck with his fiance, and they're getting ready to move up so he can go start his PhD and actually become Professor Hardgrove. So
in the cool state.
In the cool state of Indiana.
Right now, anything's cooler than Texas.
Or Louisiana. I don't know. Indiana has
not doing great.
I would say Indiana has proven in our Gen Con experiences of past that it sucks right now. So it is just as humid, it is just as muggy, and it's uncomfortable. But
motorcycle gangs.
yeah. So thank you for joining us. As you know, this is our Call of Cthulhu stream. I'm not changing that up tonight. We continue to play Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition. We're just going to do a different adventure tonight. So this is going to be Bunkhouse B, which is going to be... I want to give a disclaimer, this is still a horror game, and there will be some horrific elements, but it takes place at summer camp, and our characters will be playing children. So if any of that seems... If it goes places that you might not like, please just know ahead of time that this is the game we're playing. We don't go out of our way to be terrible or anything like that. But
yeah,
I can't see X cards for audiences. So, but as it is, let's see. Sorry, I saw a new light on my computer and it spooked me. But as it is, announcements coming up. I'm trying to think what we have going on. Nothing super exciting. Do we have besides our shows?
2 of the spy game that I'm.
That's right. A week from today, we have the Shell game, which is our Spycraft Classic playthrough with myself, Shawn, and Alyssa Appleton from Total Party Kill, with John in the GM seat. That'll happen a week from tonight. And then on Tuesday, we'll be back with Alone Against the Dark, which is another Call of Cthulhu adventure on Tomes of Isolation, which is a solo adventuring program where you guys get to help me make decisions what my character does. So, please.
In 2 weeks, we should be back to our normal schedule with Illuminated Page, where we'll be in Australia, and I actually have to read a whole chapter of the book to figure out what Australia looks like. Cause,
he's got to do GM work, and he's not too sure about it right now.
Because we all decided to go to Australia.
Yeah,
we did.
Like, it'll be easy to run this. I've already run this campaign. I just didn't run the Australia chapter. What's the chance they're going to want to go straight there?
I wanted to go straight there because I listened to his other playthrough, and they didn't go, and I was like, well, I want something new.
I just want to see a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too.
I just wanted to get as far away from the cultists as possible.
Well, they're everywhere. If we've learned anything, it's that they're everywhere. Let's see. Very briefly, I would like to introduce my cast. So I'm going to start on the left-hand side of your screen with Shawn. Tell us a little bit about you and where they can find you on the internet.
My name's Shawn. I play games. If I could make money at it, it'd be great.
Yeah.
But this is what I like to do. You can find me at Bink_26 on Instagram. I'm trying to remember everything. Where you can find me painting miniatures and posting other game-related stuff. And then you can find me on Twitter at Bink26, basically posting the same stuff.
Yep, and all Twitter handles should be listed under their character names. So feel free to check them out.
And if you try to look me up on Instagram, it's _26.
Yeah, because there is a Bink26.
Yeah, that's.
You just don't remember how to log into it.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's mine.
It's got your name on it.
Does it really?
It does.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that. I have to go fix that.
Yeah. Maybe you're. Sounds like an old guy. I don't know. sounds like an old guy move. So, next on our cast will be right in the middle, and that's John, my husband.
Hi, everyone. I'm John Thompson, otherwise, I guess, pretty much known on social media as Passion Nerdly, both on Twitter and on Instagram. And for the most part, oversee Passion Nerdly podcasts with Roxy. That's like the main thing. And then, of course, I'm here on Quiet Gentleman. So, GMing and playing.
Yep. I thought he was going to say, he was saying overseas or overseeing. I was like, you don't do anything overseas, John. You are all in Texas. You are all domestic. There's no GMing abroad.
Yeah, I do a few things here and there.
And last but definitely not least, our usual GM for this program, Matt Quiett.
Hey, I'm Matt. I normally run stuff and do things. I also have a podcast called The Nerds Day Presents Masks of Nyarlathotep, where we've already run through the Masks of Nyarlathotep storyline, and I planned really well with my naming convention. And now we're in World War II, and it's I don't remember what's going on because it's been a pandemic. So
yeah, it has been a pandemic. John and I are on that show too. So.
Yeah, but it's a good story to go through. I'm on Twitter, but I don't post because I don't know, newfangled technology is scary. I am the old guy, I guess. Yeah, and normally I'm here like once every other week, or cheering for the background, always watching.
Always watching.
Yeah.
Except for when I have a rules question on Call of Cthulhu during Tomes of Isolation, and I'm like, is Matt here? And he's never here.
Yeah, this has been rough.
No, I'm joking. We figured out. I have all the books.
Yay! I mean, you just schooled me on some rules right before this.
So what happens when someone else reads the handbook?
I'm starting to find that anytime anybody reads the rules, it's like you pick up some, another person picks up some, another person picks up more.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you guys my super secret rule about Call of Cthulhu. You don't need to know the rules. Just roll below your number.
Roll below. Yeah. I mean, that's
all
kind
you
of
have to do.
That's kind of how. Yeah. The only time it gets weird for me is like combat. Even in the solo adventures, the combat gets kind of weird. But
and I know 6th edition combat pretty solidly. It is not that game anymore.
It's not the same. Yeah.
So that's unhelpful.
All right. Well, if that's all we have, if no one else has anything else. I do want to quickly say thank you to everyone who's tuned in so far.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate your viewership. If you follow us, thank you. If you don't, please hit that follow button, that little heart, and you can get notified every time we go live. We do go live we go right now 2 times a week, potentially more as time goes on.
Coming up in the next, I'd say, month or so, I'm going to be going live with some just straight video game playing, because I'll be set up for that.
Nice.
And as a reminder, sorry not to cut you off, Roxy. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay, Yeezy. Go ahead. What do you?
Yeah. So
That's
as
a
a reminder,
president.
if you have Amazon Prime,
Yep.
you get Twitch Prime, and costs you nothing to subscribe to us, but gives us a little bit of money from the Amazon fairies. I don't know where it comes from, but hey, we'll take it. If you wanted to do that, that'd be great. And
if Overlord Bezos wants to toss pennies our way,
Right.
then that's us just scrambling for them.
And if you subscribe to us, you get to affect the games by giving rerolls to our players, or you can just make fun of us and we'll listen.
We actually have. I think Shawn has a reroll to assign. If Dorkistan is still in chat, he gets a reroll to assign, and I don't believe Pappin in a Box.
I didn't see him.
And I get
He's
the other
not here. I still have one. I'm technically subscribed to my own.
I'm subscribed as well. So
I was gonna say I've been subscribed for 4 months, so technically I've got 4 rerolls.
Yeah,
to assign.
So assign some rerolls, or just be like, I'm taking my reroll.
Roxy, you can have my reroll tonight. I want you to feature us in the worst way.
Yay! But yeah,
for
so
surviving.
if you choose to subscribe, we really appreciate it. Anything that you give to the channel through tips, donations, or otherwise, all goes to the furthering of the channel, bettering of equipment, purchasing new games to play, things like that. So if you like what you see, we appreciate the support. But we also just like having you here. And if you tell your friends and post about our events online, that really helps us out in a way that we really can't measure. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/quietgentleman. And then also to answer Dorcastan's question from earlier, we're not doing anything Gen Con wise this year. Normally we run a thing. It's a couple thing. It's a multiple table gaming adventure thing, and we've had some success. So keep an eye out for that because we'll be running that again next year under the Nerds domain. But we'll announce that as we get closer on here.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah.
Ninja. Oh nope. We're just getting ready to get started, Ninja Pig. Thank you for hopping in. Yeah, we were delayed a little bit and was going through some announcements, but we are just now getting ready to get started. If no one else has anything.
Ninja Pig is my son, so thank you, Aiden, for actually coming.
Yes, thank you.
Hey,
thank you. I didn't know who it was, but I was like, well, talk to him.
I like the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here we go. Welcome, campers. It is summer of 1991, somewhere in the Midwest, in the forested hills of the Midwest. I think what I've been calling it in my head is something like Nipkanzary, because it's somewhere in Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, maybe a little bit of Oklahoma or Arkansas, but it's somewhere in there, probably near, we'll say, the Lake of the Ozarks. And it's not near a lake, but it's not that lake in the Ozarks. So and it's actually called Lake Kee-Wau-Gwa, but there is a camp called Lake Kee-Wau-Gwa. And because, camps in the 90s had a really, really ridiculous naming convention. They would just take parts of all kinds of words that they had no business taking parts of and making summer camps that sounded like it was some sort of getting in touch with nature retreat. But it is early in the summer. Usually you get a couple weeks before you go off to summer camp. I didn't ever go to summer camp. Anything I know about summer camp is from the movie Heavyweights and Salute Your Shorts. So be prepared for that.
So you'd say like maybe middle of June?
Yeah, we'll say middle of June. And I'm going to start with you kids arriving. And one by one, each of you arrive. Ernest Goes to Camp was a great movie. All for one, one for all. I haven't forgotten. I just forgot to mention it, I guess. Ernest Scared Stupid is my favorite Ernest movie because it gave me a nightmare. And
that movie is legitimately scary.
It is. It's the only movie to have ever given me nightmares. And I am not ashamed to admit that. I still don't like looking under beds. So anyway, as it is. So we're going to start with Ricky Haskins. His parents pull up in a little blue station wagon, and his mom and dad get out to send him off. And so tell us a little bit about your parents and what, what kind of how would you be saying goodbye there, Ricky? Tell us what you look like, who you are, and why you're excited to be at camp.
Ricky Haskin is not excited to be at camp.
Aww.
His parents are forcing him to go. He didn't want to go to camp. He wanted to spend the summer reading and playing games. And he is just not the outdoors kind of kid. He'd rather have his nose in a book than anything else. I mean, his parents are great, classic 90s middle-class parents, only child, great relationship with his grandparents, his parents, except for this one sticking factor that they want him to go to camp to learn to make friends and to be social, and he doesn't want that. He's a little tall for a 12-year-old, a little heavy for a 12-year-old. It looks like he could play football if he had the interest in it, that classic linebacker kind of bulldog shape, barrel through. But yeah, glasses, short brown hair, just kind of awkward looking like most 12-year-olds.
Okay. It's going to be fine, Ricky. It's going to be fine. Just
You don't have to stay here.
You can write us every day. They may even have a telephone somewhere, but you are pretty far out here. And your dad looks over the car. He doesn't even come around to say goodbye. He just kind of stands in the doorway, and he's like, it's going to be fine, son. Don't call us collect. No, don't do it. I'm not paying for it. I'm not going to accept it. It'll be fine. I'm sure they're going to have some. Oh, thank you, Jessica. They're going to have some, just make some friends, and it's going to be fine. You're so worried about it. It's just outside. It's not going to kill you. People have lived outside for thousands of years.
Yeah, then why'd they build houses, Dad?
Love you too, son. Have a good day. And your mom just kind of gives you a hug and a kiss on the forehead, and she's like, it'll be fine. Don't worry about him. You can call collect. Just call when he's at work. I'll take the call.
Okay, Mom. Bye.
Bye, son. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
All right. So the blue station wagon pulls away. Across the way, Ricky, you see you see other kids, of course, your favorite, and there's several older kids, probably camp counselors. They're wearing like white ball caps with whistles and shorts and a t-shirt, and they've all got clipboards. And they're like, "Come on over here. This is where you get your bunk assignments." And so I assume you head over that way.
Slowly.
As you make your way over there, an old rusty pickup truck pulls up, and this is London's. This is the Schulman family car. I see all three of them sitting in the front bench seat. London's mom in the middle, and they all get out of the car to say goodbye to you. So tell us about London.
So London is how would I even begin to describe London? He is 13 years old, young boy, with the swooped black hair, kind of that in between of the punk and goth and emo scene of the early 90s. And he gets out of the car. He's wearing a concert T-shirt, and he's more than likely already got his backpack on his shoulder, and he's got headphones on and a Walkman, and it's playing some Black Flag. And as he takes the headphones off and puts them on his shoulder, he turns the volume up so that he's blasting it where he can hear it, even though they're not on his ears.
So we just have that noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's looking around, and he probably has a bandana on, trying to look cool. Wallet with a wallet chain, even though he's technically got his camp clothes on, I guess, which would be shorts, and if we have a shirt they would have sent the parents or anything else.
Oh yeah. So you're already in your camp shirt.
I probably have it on underneath my concert shirt.
Okay, so there's just a little green collar peeking out from under your black T-shirt there.
And all this, I'm looking around trying to size up everybody like I think I'm something.
Of course.
And
do you have any items with you?
Oh, I have a travel Casio electric guitar on my back. So it's one of those little short guitars that they made that has like a built-in speaker on it. So yeah, I'm that kid that brought the guitar to camp.
Nice. Nice.
And other than that, yeah.
Your dad stubs out a cigarette, and he actually puts an arm around you, and he's like, it's gonna be weird not having you around the house this summer. Can't help me fix the cars or anything like that.
I'll be okay.
Be okay?
Yeah. Nah. I'm gonna have a good time.
Yep. None of your friends are here. You gonna make new friends? I never had a good time making friends when I was your age, so just.
No. It'll all go. It'll be fine. I'm certain there'll be somebody here.
Yeah, both of your parents, they're very concerned for you, but they're glad that you wanted to do this. It becomes clear. Did you want to come to camp, or did they send you to camp?
It gets me out of the house. and it gets
Okay.
me away. And honestly,
so you brought home the little brochure, the little pamphlet.
they probably brought it up to me, and I looked through it, and if it said they had a talent show at some point during the week, I was like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Get
Well,
up
this
there.
is longer than a week. You're going to be here for like 2 months.
Oh wow,
This is long time camp.
this is yeah, wow.
This is no week. This is no week. This is like 2 months of camp, yeah. Like 3 seasons of a TV show could fit into this whole camp experience.
My
Like a whole summer of vacation, just like Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, you know,
Like
108
35 seasons and
yeah,
3 movies.
exactly.
I'm probably, you know,
108 days of summer vacation.
I probably have gotten a map together so that I can figure out that, hey, you know, if I don't like it here, I know how to walk
There,
out of here,
104 days.
and I can go and yeah, we'll just hit the road.
Wow.
And I will have an adventure. I'm that kid.
You are the weirdest emo goth kid I've ever heard of.
Kids are weird, and they all think they're original.
Yeah,
And the best thing is, he
Nobody's
hasn't burst
like-
into flames in the sunlight.
this is
Nobody's
true.
like
This is true.
There's
This
never
is true.
been a kid like me except for every other kid at this camp.
That's right. So your parents hug and kiss you and send you on your way, and they ask, please call, please let us know how you're doing, right at least. And so you see the camp counselors as well calling for kids to come over to give their assignments too. So I'm sure you head over that way, and as you do that with your Casio travel electric guitar strapped to your back, another vehicle pulls up. And Matt, what kind of vehicle do your parents drive? Or
Well, it's just my mom.
just your mom?
Yeah, because Dad's been gone for a while.
Okay.
But she's got like an out of date, very out of date Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
Like a 1982. I'm not sure if there's an 82 Corolla, but it's like an 82 Corolla.
It's an 82 sedan. This is
Yeah.
the year I was reading through the Call of Cthulhu like things, and that like 1990, 1991 was about the time that foreign cars were really getting a good part of the American vehicle market. So
Well, and much like my dad's when we were growing up, this one has like rust holes in the floorboards.
sure.
It's seen, but it runs. It's good.
Good.
And yeah. So it's off color. It's got some dents, but nothing bad.
Okay.
You know?
Nice. She gets out. Does she get out of the car with you, or does she stay in?
She probably gets out of the car with me.
Okay.
She's probably a little weepy. I grab my bag and I've got my own mitt and my own ball because you don't come to summer camp without those. Like, what kind of a nerd doesn't come with a mitt and ball?
That's right.
Um,
What do you look like? yeah, Ricky doesn't come.
I'm thinnish.
Okay.
But I've got kind of that like classic like thin athletic kid build.
Okay.
And some glasses.
Lean.
Yeah, lean. I'm wiry.
There you go.
Yeah, I just I'm jazzed to be here. I don't know what anybody else would complain about. Like, this is gonna be great. It's like all summer. I get to do whatever I want. I get to play games. I get to play
Nice.
some sports. Maybe kick some dirt on some kids because that's what you do. And you can see a slingshot peeking out of my back pocket,
Okay.
but I've got it pretty tucked in there so it doesn't get confiscated.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Well, your mom, she gets out of the car and she's a little verklempt. She's a little weepy. She's a little choked up. She's like, "Oh, Kevin, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna be home alone all by myself this entire time that you're gone. And I'm really, really, really. Are you sure? Are you sure this is where you want to be? Are you sure?"
Yeah, Mom, this is gonna be great. Like, listen, I will send home any trophies that I get, and anything I can't send home, I'm gonna bring home because this is gonna be the best summer ever.
I mean, if anything goes wrong, you just call me. I'll be here, and just like, well, it took us like 6 hours to get here, so it'd take me like 6 hours. But I'll speed for you.
Yeah. But Mom, just enjoy your summer. Like, maybe.
I'll do my best.
or
I
something,
mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Nobody's there, but I heard there's bingo going on down at the community center. Maybe I could go there, but stop it, Matt. Well, you have a good summer, but like I said, call me. I'll be here in no in no time flat. 6 hours, but no time flat. And so you probably have to kind of like pry yourself away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mom, get in the car. Mom, get in the car, leave. But yeah, so you also see the camp counselors with their clipboards, and I assume you head that way as well.
I bound over excitedly.
All right. Well, as you come over, there's a kid. He looks, I don't know. He's probably 18 or 19, but he doesn't look a day over 17. he's lanky and pimply, and
with that super thin mustache.
With that super thin mustache. He's been working on it for about 4 months, and he's got a little shirt on, and his says Counselor Lloyd on just kind of like ironed on in those old kind of felt letters, you know, that you could get back then, and it's ironed right onto his Camp Kee-Wau-Gwa t-shirt. And he was like, yeah, what's your name, kid?
Evan MacAlester. Just like in the movie, man.
Just like in the movie.
Yeah.
That's gotta, how's that, you know, go ahead, do the face.
Ah!
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Too bad you're not blonde. So he starts flipping through the list, and he's like, "Oh, Kevin MacAlester. Okay, well, you stay here with me. You're in my bunkhouse. Next, who else? Who's next? Who's next?" So there's just this clamor of kids, and so you know, you in the back there. Are you trying to hide? You're taller than those kids. Come over here. And he calls out to you, Ricky, and he's like, "You, come on. You in the glasses."
Yeah, Ricky Haskins.
Ricky Haskins. He starts flipping through his thing. He goes, "Okay, yeah, you stay here with me too. Maybe it's easier if I just call out. I am looking for." You said your name was Haskins. You said.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also looking for a Ricky Lerner. Is there a Ricky Lerner? And another little kid comes over with brown hair and pretty mousy, pretty little. He comes over and he's like, "Great, I got 2 Rickies this year. Wonderful. Who's Schulman? I'm looking for a Schulman."
Yeah.
You come over here. Come over here. What is on your back?
A backpack.
That is the weirdest looking backpack I've ever seen.
The guitar?
Yeah. Is that a guitar?
That's a
It
guitar.
looks like a Fisher-Price toy. What is that?
It's a Casio.
It's a Casio. Oh. Didn't they make the keytar? Is it a keytar or is it a regular guitar?
It's a travel guitar.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they'll let you have that. We'll work on that, but make sure nobody tries to steal it. This is camp. You are going to be sharing a bunkhouse with a bunch of other boys.
Yeah.
And like people like to play pranks and stuff, so I'm just saying, keep it close. But you're with me too. And he calls over, so he gets you 3, and then he calls over a couple more kids. So he's got the 2 Rickies, he's got London, and he's got Kevin. And he also has a Chris Garner and a Josh Tucker. And so those are the 6 boys. And he goes, "Okay, well, I am going to be your bunkhouse counselor. So anything that goes on, I'm essentially going to be watching over you. I have been in this camp. I went for all 5 years that I could come here. And I didn't want to do anything this summer after I graduated, so here I am." So he says, "We're in bunkhouse C." So he leads you over to where the bunkhouse is, takes you away.
Bunkhouse C?
Bunkhouse C, yeah. Oh, I know.
Okay.
Don't worry about it, boss. Let me tell my tale.
No, you're fine. I was confused, and that's
yeah. No, we're bunkhouse C. So Lloyd takes you over to the bunkhouse. He says, "Okay," and he opens the door, and it smells musty and kind of mildewy and dusty. And he's like, "There are 3 bunk beds in here. Go for it. Find your." I'm gonna let you kids fight it out. We don't assign these. And
I push the nerds out of the way and get a top bunk.
Nice. Now Ricky's bigger than you. Do you push aside Ricky, or do you?
He tries to.
He tries.
I'm relatively strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So which bunk do you take?
I want to take the middle bottom bunk.
Okay. And you, London?
I'm gonna take another one of the ones that's in the back. Are they double rowed or are they single row?
The way that I'm seeing them in my head is it's kind of got an open common area in the middle, and on one side of the because it's kind of longer than it is wide, on one side there's two sets of bunk beds along the wall, and like with a window in between, and then on the other side there's a set of bunk beds, and then there's Lloyd's, single.
I'm taking the top bunk opposite of Kevin, I guess. Yeah.
Kevin? Yeah. So this is where you guys really first get to spend some time unpacking your things and talking to each other. Lloyd's already got his little area set up. He's got Nirvana was around in '91, weren't they? Pretty sure they were.
They would have been underground, but yeah.
He's like, I've got this really cool bootleg from this cool band up in Seattle called Nirvana. I'm gonna just put it on my Discman. I don't know if that existed either. No, he's gonna put it on his Walkman. He has a cassette, and he's gonna listen to that. Huh?
Just to tie in some music.
Yeah.
Number ones from earlier that year were "Baby Baby" from Amy Grant.
Oh my God.
Baby,
from Mariah
baby.
Carey. "More Than Words" from Extreme, and coming and for a 6-week number one run is Paul Abdul's "Rush Rush."
Oh yeah, we looked this up that long ago.
Yeah.
We looked up all
Which
these.
means just somewhere in the midst of all this, we're going to have some Vanilla Ice.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
so we're gonna say that Lloyd is talking about this awesome grunge bootleg that he has from someplace up there. But if somebody gets close enough, you know what? Does anybody want to make? Probably you, London. Why don't you give me a notice roll?
Oh, okay.
Spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Yeah.
Spot
Sorry,
hidden.
getting my game systems mixed up.
Right.
Or
No, I get
listen.
it.
Let's do a listen roll.
Listen, okay. That's a heck no. I have a 40, but that is a 94.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, you don't recognize it, but it certainly doesn't really sound like grunge. You're a little suspect. But he listens to it, and he puts his headphones in, and he just lays down on his cot. And so he's like, we're gonna go to the assembly. Assembly will start in about an hour, so you guys just need to chill out, and bathrooms are across the way. He just kind of motions toward, you saw the bathroom house on the way in. And he just kind of waves at it.
Horror.
Wait, so we have to go outside in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound terrifying. Matt, the player, is legitimately worried about that now.
I'm gonna drop my stuff off on the other bunk, and I'm gonna look over at. I'm looking around the group. Who looks cool? Who looks like they're gonna.
Cool.
Yeah, who looks like one of the people that I would want to spend time around? I'll probably look over at Kevin. I'm like, hey, Kev, you want to go check this out?
I guess.
Cool. And I go out the door. I'm gonna walk around the cabin, get an idea of where it is and where the bathroom is.
Okay. All right. So, Ricky, what are you doing during this time?
I am on my bunk, sitting there with my knees up. I've got a book open on wilderness survival, and I'm writing in a journal.
Nice. The other Ricky finds this endlessly fascinating. He's like, oh, I've read that one. And so he sits down with you.
You've read this one? Really?
Yeah. My library has a couple copies. Mine is the older copy from like 1965, but I love this book. It's very interesting. I think I could survive in the wilderness for probably 15 days, maybe a little bit more if I could purify my own urine. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's actually directions for that in this new edition.
Oh, fantastic! But that's pretty awesome. So, while you guys talk about purifying urine, the other two, go outside.
Yeah.
So, what are you looking for?
Well, mainly just looking around, seeing what's near us,
Okay.
what other bunks or what other people might be near
Okay.
us. But basically, I'm doing what we shouldn't be doing, which is what the cool kids do.
Okay.
I'm
Do you say it
looking
like
for-
that?
I'm looking for good rocks.
Good rocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a spot hidden roll.
No, definitely not.
How about what you looking for?
You just want something that's going to fly well, and I pull out my my slingshot, and one of the rocks that I brought from home, and I'm like this one, and I pull it back and wing it at one of the other cabins, not at the window, because I know better than that. Not on the first day, probably like 4 or 5 days in. Sure, not today.
I'll look around and see if I see any for him.
Well, when he wings that at that other cabin, the door flies open, and another counselor comes out, and it's a woman with her brown hair pulled back in a ponytail and strung through her visor cap, and she's like, "Did you just throw something at our cabin?"
I absolutely did not throw anything. I don't know what that was.
It sounded. Was it a bug? Was it a bug that flew in? Did a bird fly in? Did you see anything?
It may, yeah, you know what? Maybe there was a bird. I don't know.
Oh my God!
I really wasn't looking over that way.
And all these other these girls peek out. So obviously this is a girl cabin. This is cabin D, and they're all like, "What was that? What was that?" It startled me. And one of them's got like lipstick kind of smeared up her cheek because obviously she got scared when that hit the wall when she was touching up her makeup and with her aqua netted hair. Hire the hair closer to God, and she's ready. But in fact, as they turn around to go back in, the camp counselor goes, "Marjorie, good God, don't stand too close to the bonfire tonight." And then the door shuts. So you.
That'd be great.
So that's another adventure entirely. So
was it an older
Roxy.
lady as the camp
Yeah.
counselor?
Like, can you check Zoom chat just real quick?
yeah.
Nothing big, just a couple of thoughts. So.
Oh, no problem. Let's see here. Yeah. No worries.
I figured you'd be on board. I just wanted to make sure I said something.
Yeah, not a problem.
Go ahead. You were doing great.
Oh, whoops. Just a second. That when I opened up chat, it totally bugged out our stuff. But there we go. That should be better. All right. Sorry about that, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah, we're learning the Zoom
Shawn
ropes.
was fine, obviously.
Everybody else was just like, well.
That's because I'm in the cabin being good.
That's right. So, did you find any rocks out there? Did you roll a spot?
Let's go ahead. My spot hidden is I rolled a 23 out of spot hidden being a 40.
Nice. So just about a hard success. I'm gonna say that you guys find a little. You get off away from the bunkhouse a little bit. The layout of this, there are 6 bunkhouses, kind of in a large 3/4 arc, 3/4 circle around a campfire area in the middle. Off to the side where there aren't bunkhouses, right across, there is a larger like mess hall area. The outhouses, there's girl outhouses on the girl side of the 3 girls bunkhouses are over to one side, and then the 3 boys are on the other. Each of them have six kids in them. And then there's heavily wooded areas with some walking paths and things. So Of course the lake is visible. There's a dock for fishing, or there is some paddle boats out there, but they seem to be moored up pretty well. But you walk off away from the bunkhouses a little bit and away from the campfire, and you get closer to the forest and the woods, and you're able to find a good little cache of. We'll go David and Goliath on this. We'll say you find a little cache of like 5 stones that would be great for a slingshot.
Hey.
Not that you would necessarily know that.
Kevin, what about these over here?
Oh yeah, those are great. Those will work perfect.
Cool.
Grab them from him and tuck them in my pocket.
What's your thought on Crater Face?
I mean, are we gonna go ahead and start like? Do we want to like start with that one? Because names, you got to be careful with who you assign names, because we don't really want to find another kid with worse acne and then not be able to call him Crater Face.
Okay, that's a good point. But we are talking about the council, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He seems all right. He's got that cool mustache. Wish I could grow a mustache like that.
Man.
You probably already have a mustache like that.
Right. Oh.
Oh, we haven't mentioned, how old are you guys?
13.
13.
I'm 12.
12, 13, 12. Okay. Yeah. This camp runs ages 12 to 17. You can come here for all 5 years, which puts Lloyd right at 18. So this is his first summer that he couldn't attend as a camper.
Is it 3 cabins for boys, 3 cabins for girls? Is
yes.
that what?
Yep.
Okay.
Six kids in each. So, but yeah, and some of them have like silly little names that are kind of like lake related. You have like the Starfish Cabin, and which is not lake related at all, but you know, nothing else around this camp actually ties into the cultural heritage of which it claims. So it's just the way they do things. But there's like Trout Cabin and things like that. So I'm pretty sure somewhere in the camp's history someone wanted Shad Cabin, but they foresaw too many futzing with the letters by kids and too many pranks. So or Chub. They didn't want anything. No Pale Chub Cabin on. so Starfish it became. But yeah, so you guys find rocks. Do you make your way back to the cabin at all? Are you still talking to other Ricky? Ricky?
No, I tried to ignore him and just kept reading.
Once we know where the outhouse is, just so we can find our way there at night.
Mm-hmm. There's a little pathway to the boys' outhouse.
Okay.
And it's a standard campsite outhouse. There's like 4 stalls and like 3 showers. Couple sinks.
Oh, great.
I mean, the showers have curtains. They are separate.
Yeah.
It's not like group showers.
Nah, but this means I wonder if they're going to assign us times to use the showers, or if it's going to be a free-for-all.
You might have to find out. We don't know. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm like, well, that's that.
All right. So, and the hour passes. Lloyd takes off his headphones. Anybody who's in the cabin when he takes off his headphones is pretty sure he's not listening to grunge, but he tucks his Walkman away, and he's like, "All right, guys, we got to go. It's time for the assembly." So you all head over to in the area that I mentioned, there's a large mess hall, but in front of or to the side, I guess, of the mess hall, there's a roofed area. It's like a pavilion, like when you'd go to the park, and they've always got the pavilion you can rent out where you can do like picnics and stuff like that. Speckled trout, striped bass, catfish, and wood duck. There's some good cabin names that aren't Pale Chub. So thank you for that, David.
Saving Pale Chub for the counselor.
Speckled trout has got some pun possibilities.
And so
I like that David is moving across the country and still.
Yeah, he's like, let me drop some biology on you.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. So I told everybody you weren't going to be here.
We're thankful you are.
Yeah, we are thankful you are. We love having you in chat. So we have so you all kind of line up. You sit down in the wooden benches. They don't have backs or anything, and it's just a bunch of kids. What did I say? 6. So there's 18 of each of you. So there's 36 kids, and about there might be a beaver. David.
Well, hello there.
David. David. Don't make me read things like that. And an older guy steps up to the podium, and he's probably in his 50s, 60s. We'll say 60s. He's gray-haired, but he's got a cap on. He's very thin. But man, does he look happy to be at camp. And he's like, "Welcome, campers, to summer 1991. This is our 30th year as Camp Kee-Wau-Gwa, and I can't tell you how excited I am for all of you to join us this year." And he's just chipper as crap, and he's just telling you all, he's telling you all the great things that are coming. We're going to go hiking, we're going to go fishing, we're going to teach you how to make atlatls, we're going to do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I don't know if atlatls might be a little bit too dangerous, but you're going to learn how to make arrowheads at least. And And so he goes on. His name is Counselor Ganahy, and he's been the head administrator of this camp since it opened 30 years ago.
What was the name again?
Ganahy, Ganneghy, and he is thrilled to be here. And you guys kind of looking at him like the more he talks, it's like he's really animated for an old guy. But, and to you at 12 and 13, 63 sounds just, how are you not dead yet? So you don't get it. But there's other counselors up there. One of the other counselors is Counselor Blake. He's a middle-aged man. His son actually goes to camp, so he's camp dad. And he's like, he gives a little presentation. He's like, well, I'm going to be the one that's going to be running more of the sports activities that we're going to be doing. I'm going to teach you how to fish, and teach you how to build some hunting traps, some primitive hunting traps, things like that. So, and they go through all the other ones. And when he finally finishes, what? No, oh, I see. Did I say the wrong? No,
no, you said he's thinking oxalotl.
Okay, yeah, I was like, wait,
We're going to make oxalotls.
I didn't say the mudkip fish, right?
Okay. No, you said addle-addle.
Yeah, addle-addle. It's just fun to say. I mean, addle-addle. It makes your face do funny things. Addle-addle. But but yeah, so they go through all the counselors. They introduce the nurse, and it's Nurse Christie, and she's gonna inevitably be the one to help Marjorie when her hair catches fire. And any other injuries you may have, she's pretty skilled. She's a nurse. So then sorry, I lost my train of thought. But after that, they're like, okay, here we go. We're gonna go have we've got hamburgers and hot dogs, and we've got a whole thing. It's time to it's the first dinner of camp. So you guys are gonna go and all do that. Do you guys try to seek each other out? Do you anybody try to sit by themselves? Do you guys try to hang out together? It's really kind of a free-for-all. This is when you get to meet all the other kids at camp.
I'm sitting by myself because I'm just that shy, don't know how to talk to people. I've got my burger, hot dog, I got one of each, whatever sides they've got. I'm just kind of sitting off to myself.
Potato salad.
Around me. Yep.
Potato salad. Probably one of the probably the nurse made like steamed broccoli, and everybody's like, why? Who brings this?
Okay, I might be a lot of things, but I'm not that kid. I am not eating the broccoli with my hamburgers and hot dogs.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go sit with Ricky.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna eat his hot dog.
Okay. What do you do, Ricky?
Hey, there's a whole pile of them over there. You can go get your own.
This one was good.
There are so many weenies at this roast, okay?
I like we're making 12-year-old jokes as well.
Oh,
that joke's much older than 12.
I've been found out.
So you take the hot dog, and I'm like, fine, whatever. I'm just gonna eat the burger.
Okay.
Like,
No.
not gonna do anything about it.
So you reading your book a lot today?
Yeah, you gotta learn how to survive out here.
Really? Like, are bears going to attack or something?
Not bears, but what if I get lost in the woods?
Hopefully you're paying attention enough to follow the guy in front of you. It's not that hard.
Well, did you see the person that's in our cabin? He's not that much older than us. I don't really trust him to lead me anywhere.
Yeah, he's been here like 5 years. He knows this place backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
We're probably safer with him than that old lady over in that other cabin.
I haven't seen any of the other counselors. I didn't leave the cabin, except for now.
I point her out.
Yeah, she does look old.
Yeah. I assume she's probably like 30, and we just assume
she's a hard 35. It's
Ooh, so old.
Smokes a lot. In fact, she might be smoking right now. It's 1991.
Yeah,
it's 1991.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
All the adults are off to one side smoking.
Yeah, Ganahy has a pipe. He's just like chilling out at the side of the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Kevin and be like, so what did you think about Ganahy? He seemed really enthusiastic.
Yeah, like, I'm excited to be here, but man, is he excited.
He definitely drank the Kool-Aid.
So, you play baseball?
He makes the Kool-Aid.
I'm not drinking his Kool-Aid. No.
Basketball?
Nope.
Like flag football?
Nope.
Like, just gonna read your book all summer?
No. I'm hoping to learn other things.
Knot tying? Is that what you're gonna say? Don't say knot tying.
No, not knot tying. I'm quite interested actually in learning how to fish. My dad never has time for that.
Oh, fishing's great. The first thing you do is you pick up the worm and then you shove the hook right into it, and you can hear it scream.
No, I don't think that's the case.
Make a... What kind of roll can I have you make?
Can I roll intimidation?
Yeah, you can roll intimidation. And it's going to be... I'm going to have it opposed by... God, what would it be opposed by? But go ahead and roll intimidation.
Psychology?
Well, I've got a lot in natural world, and he's trying to...
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense, too.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Yeah, we'll oppose with your natural world.
I got an extreme success at 17.
You mean a hard success?
Hard success, sorry.
Okay. I was like, if you had an extreme success at 17, we got... Woo. No, I failed. That's fine.
Oh, you failed? Okay. He was
Yeah.
intimidating Ricky, Aiden. So, yeah. Ricky does not look like he's accepting any of your falsehoods.
And then
Yeah.
and when he says, no, I'll go, be cooler if it did, though, right?
Oh, yeah, that would be cool, but unfortunately worms don't have the capability of making any kind of sound, so...
You have to push your glasses up when you say that.
Actually.
Actually...
Worms don't have lungs to scream.
Or the vocal cords, or the... No, they do have mouths, they do eat, so that,
Yeah.
Kind of wander off in thought.
You walk away with your burger, so he can't take anything else.
Yeah, and my food.
London, where are you?
I look around for the other posers.
Do you find any more posers?
I don't know. Are there any other
Other kids like you?
wannabe rocker posers?
There is, there's actually a girl and a guy sitting over kind of by themselves. One of them may be Marjorie. You actually see her, you can still see a faint red line where she had to clean her makeup off from the mishap earlier. But she wears pretty heavy black eyeliner, but she likes a nice red lipstick. And one of the camp counselors is also over there and is kind of like, we're supposed to be kind of roughing it. Maybe you don't need to have your makeup kit with you the whole time, Marjorie. While the other guy who the other boy, he's probably 14, and he just looks nonplussed, and he's looking at the camp counselor like she doesn't get anything. She doesn't understand.
I try to lock eyes with him and do the whole, that head nod, like, are we cool?
And he kind of looks at you, and he's like, he kind of shifts in his seat a little bit, but there is room to sit with them.
Cool.
Do you have your guitar with you?
Probably not. I probably would have left that back.
Oh, you didn't. You
No.
didn't bring it.
But I do have my headphones on.
Okay. And so you go over there, and it's like, I'm Tom.
Hey, Tom. I'm London.
London.
London, yeah.
Like London's burning London?
Yeah, kind of. However you want to think of it, I guess. Whatever. You're Marjorie, right?
She's still getting the... Yeah. And she's like, Miss Kathy, it's okay. I get it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much we're roughing it. I can still look nice. So, and finally Miss Kathy wanders off. She's like, Can I please eat? And you actually see like lipstick smudges on the top of her burger bun. Because, it's caked on there. But, so, London, this your first year?
Yeah.
Why, doesn't it suck our parents make us come to this?
I'm not exactly thrilled to be here. Could have been anywhere else, but, whatever. Gets me out of the house and away from them, right?
I mean, my parents are great and all. They just make me go to camp, hang out with kids that I don't want to hang out with.
Mm.
So, where are you from?
I like to call
London.
I like to just call it the Brooding Pits of Missouri myself. What about you?
The Brooding Pits of Missouri.
Yeah.
I know, Roxanne is cringe dying on the inside. I'm just like, ugh.
He is a teen.
Yeah.
He's a young teen boy. Come on.
I just call it Tulsa, where I'm from, but
From Tulsa.
you know, I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we drove quite a ways to get here, but
Jeez.
my dad used to come to this camp, so it's kind of like a family thing. Like my grandpa Paul went to this camp, and he even like there was a camp that was here before this camp, and my great grandpa went there. This camp has been around for a long time. There was a huge disaster though, which is kind of cool. So I hear all kinds of stories about stuff that like people say stuff's haunted, stuff like that.
Really?
Which is totally stupid, but you know, it's kind of cool. I
that-
mean, there are no graveyards around here, but maybe we can hang out in a haunted cabin or something. That'd be pretty.
No,
cool.
that sounds great. So there's something like that here?
Well, this is my second year here,
Huh.
and I have looked for it and I haven't seen it, but supposedly there's an old bunkhouse from the camp that used to be here. Down, it's farther off north, but we can't even go up that way.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a big, like, a lot of people died, and so
Oh,
it's
dang.
kind of, it's like this whole area is like a massive graveyard.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
Marjorie's like, oh, I love going to graveyards. She's like 16. She's
Yeah.
older. She's almost aged out of camp, but she likes to. Nobody else here really fits her aesthetic, so she's just like, I love going to graveyards. I mean, sometimes I just like to go out and, I don't know, cry a little. You know, tears really help the mascara give you the little tear stains, and it just it adds.
No,
You have to
totally, I
know how
understand
to
that.
do it, you know.
Yeah, no.
Kind of looks like that one band. What is that one band that has like the drippy eye makeup? You know the one I'm talking
Oh, yeah,
about.
yeah.
You know the
Read
one I'm
off a
talking-
few.
And she absolutely has no idea, but she's like, yeah, that's cool. You get the impression that she kind of likes Tom, even though he's younger, but so she's like, she's really trying to fit in with Tom.
Cool.
Cool, Marjorie.
Yeah. No, no.
Yeah, I like to go to graveyards and cry, and this whole place is like, yeah, this whole like hundreds of kids died here. That's weird, huh?
That's freaking amazing.
Well,
So,
I mean,
and y'all
it's,
never found this place?
well, I mean, it's not the place, not the old bunkhouse.
Okay. Well, what? So is this like even before, like, you know, what's his name? Ganahy?
Oh yeah, Ganahy. I don't think he was here back then. He's not
Oh,
that
so it's
old.
before that?
Oh yeah, yeah. There used to be all kinds of summer camps. Yeah. Your parents obviously this. How did you even get to come here? I didn't think anybody knew about this camp that hadn't been coming here for decades.
Our school had a whole bunch of flyers, and my parents were happy to do something.
Really?
So, yeah.
Interesting. I guess would you call it the Brooding Pit of Missouri?
Yeah.
They must not get a lot of camp action up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes on to tell you a little bit about some of the history of the camp, but before long, dinner's kind of wrapping up.
Can I just
Yeah.
basically, I'm gonna bullshit them and try and make myself seem better than I probably am.
Okay.
Can I go for a fast talk on that?
Sure. I'm gonna pose that with what would that be, Matt? A psychology?
Yeah.
Kind of see through
yeah.
it.
Unless it's a specific knowledge, and then maybe intelligence.
What'd you get?
7.
Oh well, yeah. No, they're like Tom and Marjorie are completely convinced of your status. In fact, Marjorie is like, how old did you say you were?
Oh, God.
How old did you say you were?
13.
13. Oh, okay. And she looks a little crestfallen, but after that, Lloyd comes around. He's like, bunkhouse B, or we're C. Bunkhouse C, come on. And he rounds you up, and all the counselors take their bunkhouses, and he's like, because it's getting, yes, friendship bracelets were the best. Is anybody wearing a friendship bracelet? Ricky has no friends, so we know he's not.
The only bracelet I have probably
my
has.
mom made me one.
I got the. If I've got a wallet
much
chain,
truth
I
in
might
that.
have one of those like studded bracelets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You have a studded bracelet, and you're like, this is my friendship bracelet. Don't get too close. Wow. So, but yeah, so he rounds it. Night is falling. You actually see two of the other counselors, or one, Counselor Blake is over there, and then one of the other male counselors, and they're building a fire in the fire pit. And, and so he's like, hey, we're going to be doing the whole campfire thing and marshmallows and that whole thing. So, get comfortable, whatever you guys want to wear to it or whatever, and meet us back here in like 15 minutes. They should have the fire should be really going by then. So you guys go back to your cabin. I don't know if you change clothes or anything. Probably not. I'm pretty sure you're just going to wear shorts and t-shirts this entire summer. But
we have like camp shirts with our
you do.
camp logo. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the logo is a really goofy fish. It's kind of like I kind of see the is anybody here familiar with I believe it's the Incredible Mr. Limpet?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh!
Okay, yeah.
So
yes.
imagine Mr. Limpet without the hat. But is he? Does he have a hat?
Any of the fish from Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. Same, probably the exact same animators. So,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, so he's kind of like this really derpy green and yellow fish. You're all in white t-shirts, ring t-shirts, so the sleeves and the collar have a color, and it's a dark green. The girls actually wear more of a yellow. But yeah, and some kids have written their names on the shirt where other people can read it. There's, you see the other Ricky 2, you see him, and you can tell that he's actually taken a permanent marker, and he's written his name inside the collar of his shirt, and it bleeds through on the back. So it's Ricky backwards, bleeding through on the back of his shirt right under the collar.
Icker? He has
Yeah.
Icker and all
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And you,
At least we
so
can tell it's apart.
exactly. You're actually a little thankful that no one is going to confuse you with other Ricky, even though you are physically opposite completely. He's like, I think I said he was brown-headed. We're gonna say he's a towhead, so he's just like white blonde hair and.
Oh no, his name is Icker now.
Icker. His name is Icker.
His name is Icker.
Nice. So you all gather around the campfire, and it's just the camp counselors. It's not Ganahee is not making an appearance. He's for as animated as he was, you guys kind of wondered, did he just like wear himself out completely? And so he's not there, but all the bunkhouse.
Died of Metamucil and whiskey.
That's not a good way to go. That's not a good way to go. But he so you're all there, and the camp counselors start kind of this is kind of your chance to meet the other camp counselors. Again, you're still kind of communing with the other kids, but they're keeping you in your bunkhouse groups. And so Lloyd is kind of talking to you off to one side. There's logs laid out for kids to sit on. There's also tree stumps that have obviously been uprooted and moved here. They're just cut off and sat there. So it's all very rustic seating, not very comfortable. Don't fidget too much because these jersey shorts will not stop a splinter. But so yeah, you guys kind of hang out, and Lloyd's like, okay, so normally about now this is when we tell kind of a brief history of the camp. Like Ganahee said, we've been here for over 30 years. There used to be more camps in the area, but we're the only one left. Yeah, yo-ho, it's campy time. So, there's probably a camp song. He doesn't seem interested in this part at all. He just wants a s'more. So, and he kind of keeps flitting his eyes over to the camp counselor from Bunkhouse F, who's a young lady, probably about his age, and she seems to be kind of looking at him too, and so he's a little distracted. He's like, "Yeah, have s'mores, guys."
While he's talking and distracted, I'm going to pick up one of the many daddy long legs that I'm sure are around and put it on Iker, like right at his neck, and just let it crawl on it.
Nice. Okay, well, he doesn't notice at first. I'm gonna give him a little what would that even be?
It'd probably just be intelligence. You can roll it off of
Yeah,
spot.
we'll do it. We'll do it off an intelligence roll. And he's bright, but he's not super bright. Actually, he got it though. So right on the line, he rolled a 50. So he's like, and you kind of see him like touching his neck, but the spider kind of crawls around his shoulder, and he's like, and he's like, "Oh, guys, look. I read a book one time, and it said that these are the most poisonous spiders on the planet, but their mouths are so small they can't hurt us." And he just kind of sits here doing this in the firelight and showing you guys where he is, and like he kind of just moves around as it goes. And he's like, "This is pretty cool."
Wow.
Oh, I'm glad I helped him nerd out hard.
Wow.
Yeah, his nerd score just shot up through the roof.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm actually happy I'm not the strangest kid here.
yeah, no, other Ricky has got you beat, and actually, Josh Tucker, one of your other bunkmates, who's a little older. He's 14, and he's pretty reserved, but he's just kind of giggling at Ricky and his new little spider friend. And he's like, hey, Ricky, I could probably find more. And he starts rooting around for more spiders.
Okay, yeah, that's.
That's.
I'm just gonna back away a little bit, like I'm not a part of this bunk.
Hey, girls, look! I have a spider friend. If he bit me, maybe I'd be Spider-Man.
I'm gonna look up at
I'm
London.
not a part of this.
I'm gonna kind of look at London. And like, I don't talk to girls, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way you do it.
Like one girl with Coke bottle bottom glasses and kind of a bob cut and bangs is like, "Oh, wow." And then the rest are like, ew, bugs.
Birds of a feather and all that.
But that one girl, she's like, "Oh." But they're not allowed to come over because this is Bunkhouse. This is Bunkhouse group time.
You're Ricky, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm Ricky. Oh, that one, yeah.
So
Seems that me and the other Ricky had a little bit in common, but he's a little more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Nerdy.
Likes to
Awkward.
purify his pee.
Awkward.
hey, Kevin. You
Oh,
guys.
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dudes, you talking about stuff that is definitely not loser crap. I heard that there used to be like some kind of like massacre or some kind of like slaughter that
There
happened.
was-
Yeah,
Man,
I'm a kid.
The
Come on.
lore telephone game just went off the rails. Man, there was a slaughter.
It's like hundreds of kids like died at a camp or someplace near here, like supposedly north from here. Like they're not
What?
going to let us go near there. Yeah,
Where did you hear that?
I heard from one of the older kids. I like motion over towards like if there are any group of 16-year-olds or whatever.
Yeah, Bunkhouse A is like
Yeah,
way too cool for you guys.
heard it from them.
But, well, I mean, that's probably camp rumor. I mean,
Either
I mean,
way,
I read up on this camp before we came here, and I didn't read anything about a murder or a
have
slaughter.
either of y'all been like to this camp before?
No, this is my first time.
No. First year for me.
Okay, same here. I want to find out a little bit more about this. Let's see what's going on, because like seriously, that might be the coolest thing I've heard yet.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we should check that out tonight too.
Why don't you give me an idea roll, London?
That is a 48, and on my idea
It's
score,
intelligence, I believe.
that's a 50. So I'm
You
2
just
under.
made it. Nice.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are talking about this, you kind of overhear one of the other camp counselor groups, and they start talking about the history of Camp Kee-Wau-Gwa, and you remember that this is actually what Lloyd is supposed to be talking to you about. So you might be able to ask him, because he has gone here for 5 years. So if there's something like that, Lloyd would probably know about it.
Guess we could ask Lloyd.
Lloyd is just like, yeah, Spider.
Hey, Lloyd.
Guitar Kid. What's London?
Yeah.
London.
So, what do you know about like a whole bunch of people dying here?
What? No, nobody's ever died here.
Well, like at an older camp, like long ago.
Oh, you mean? Okay. So that didn't happen here. That is, people have been saying that. People have been saying that for far too long. It didn't happen here. Years ago, there was a natural disaster. If you guys are familiar, where did you come from?
Missouri.
Okay, so you may have heard about this. You probably had family that remember it. But there was a huge disaster back in '63. There was an earthquake that damaged the Kee-Wau Dam farther upriver, and it caused and then there was a huge storm, and the dam broke, and the whole Kee-Wau Valley was flooded. And there were 4 camps here back in those days. Camp Kee-Wau-Gwa was not one of them. Camp Kee-Wau-Gwa was built after they repaired the dam and in the later 60s. But the camps were, I actually wrote these down. Where are they? There was River Wacoma, or there was Camp Christopher. There was Camp Waukee, River Run Science Camp, and Lakeside Christian Camp. So there were 4 camps here. There's this whole song I could sing to you about it, but I'm not. It's a dumb song, guys. I'm not going to sing a song. So he actually
sing
said,
a song. No, sing a song. No, sing it.
Go find a spider or something. And he sits down on another log with his back
Just
kind
sing
of to
the
the
lyrics
fire.
or something. You don't have to sing
Yeah,
it. Come on.
I don't remember the words, to be quite honest. I'm supposed to recite it to get my job here, but I knew one of the other counselors, so don't worry about it. But yeah, so there were these 4 camps, and actually Camp Waukee had a really solid rowing team. They actually used to have a rowing competition every summer. I know it sounds super dorky, but we're talking like in the 40s is when these camps were created or founded. But in '63, during the rowing tournament, the championship, there was this earthquake, and the lake literally just swallowed all 4 rowing teams. And they never found them again. And that was...
So you're telling me that in the lake, this lake, like the lake that people swim in,
2 miles farther north from here. I mean, you can't even get there.
dude, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
You are a morbid little shit. I can tell already. I mean...
Excuse me, Counselor Lloyd?
Yes, Ricky? Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky. The other Ricky.
No, that's the other Ricky.
Anchor.
Yeah.
So you said there was an earthquake here in Missouri?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the huge fault line here. I mean, one of the largest earthquakes in American history happened in Missouri, and of course I can't think of the name right now, but somebody in chat will tell me it starts with an M. Pretty sure, and I think it was around 1803 or something. There was a massive earthquake. Maybe. Anyway, my understanding is it broke dishes in Denver or something like that.
Not the dish.
Well, not the dishes. But yeah, and then the rainstorm came, and then the flood came, and so all the camps got flooded.
That's the New Madrid earthquakes.
Yeah, the New Madrid fault line.
That's funny because I read a lot about this area when my parents told me I was coming here, and none of the books mentioned.
Well, I mean, it hasn't really done anything in.
So what you're telling me
decades.
is, so 2 miles from here is where those camps are.
Well, where one of the camps was, Lake Waukee was 2 miles north of here. The other ones have been spread all around in the valley, but yeah, I mean, it was just a confluence of really tragic things that happened, like just acts of God. I mean, there was no way to. You don't expect an earthquake, and then like torrential downpour. So it was all in the same day. And it was just, yeah. So, anyway, those camps got destroyed.
And, like, nobody lived.
They didn't find the rowing teams, so they didn't live. Some of the kids might have gotten out, like, after the earthquake. Like, parents kind of freaked out and tried to come. But the rain came so fast that if there was a survivor, like, there might have been a kid. I don't know. If somebody got away, but I mean, we're pretty far secluded out here.
And what year was that?
63.
63, man. Okay. I this is like the...
I don't know how old I said Camp Kee-Wau-Gwa was,
It was
but
30 years.
yeah,
This
let's
was
change
30th
that.
year.
Let's change that.
This is 25th year.
We'll say 20th.
Okay.
Yeah, I was getting my math. It's weird to me that the 90s were so long ago, and then I get my math weird. The 60s should be so farther behind than that. So yeah, that's my bad. But yeah, but it's nothing. You'll never have to worry about it. And he's like, so don't tell anybody else about that stupid story. That kids have been telling people that thousands of kids died here. Thousands of kids didn't die. It was a tragic accident. It was some kids. So
you said that other camp was like 2 miles north of here.
Yeah.
Is that just up the road?
No, it's like you have to hike through the woods to get to it.
Okay.
But so the bonfire, you guys kind of do your thing. The bonfire winds down. You all go to sleep. Lloyd gives you this is what we're going to be doing this week. You're going to learn how to make arrowheads. You're going to learn how to, make a friendship bracelet. You're going to, I don't know, make a lanyard out of like plastic twine, and you're going to do all this stuff. So he lists off all these crafts, and he's like, and Counselor Blake is going to teach you how to make a fishing lure this week. And so he goes through the list of things, and night falls, and we're going to take a time skip. So does anybody need to take a break? Because I'm going to play through. But if you need to take a break, feel free. I'll mute your mic or whatever I need to do.
I need to step away for like 1 minute.
Okay, just mute your mic, and we'll go on a little bit without you. So,
I was going to say one thing, and that is that based on this story that I've gotten, and if there is a talent show, my character's goal at this point is to start writing a song for the talent show about swimming in the blood of dead campers kind of thing. I'm going to write a song for the talent show about this horrible tragedy. And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to sing it.
Nice. Okay. Well, after, we're going to say it's about mid-July. Like July, getting on to, you've been at camp for a while, and you guys really just haven't had the opportunity to get away too far. Lloyd, actually, for as disinterested as he is, he knows this camp inside and out, and you kind of get the impression that he snuck out before, and he's like, no. And he knows all the secrets. He knows the ways you get out. He knows all the tricks, and he's just like you guys have tried probably to sneak off a couple times, and Lloyd is like there already. And you're pretty sure you walked past him when he was in his cot, but he's like there in the woods. He's like, no. Nice try.
I got that.
Nice try. So, but eventually he comes in. So we're, like I said, it's July, and he hops up one morning and he's like, all right, wakey, gotta get started. Rise and shine, yo-ho, and a hiking we go. And he kind of looks at a card. He looks at a card in his hand, and he tucks it away. And he's like, okay, breakfast is in 30. Get your gear together. This is our roughing it overnight hike with Bunkhouse F. So he
I'm certain
Wait,
it
all the
is.
older girls?
no, the younger girls. The younger girls.
Okay. Oh, this is the girl that he likes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spread all my gear out on the bed to make sure that I have everything important.
Okay.
And as kids go by, I'm like peanut M&Ms, magnifying glass, pocket knife, compass, canteen.
And other Ricky comes up to you. Iker comes up to you, and he's got a little tiny Ziploc bag, and he's waving it like this, and he's like, "Do you know what these are? Do you know?" And they look like little white tablets.
They look familiar, but
These are water purification tablets.
you're not gonna drink your own pee, are you?
Well, I mean, it sounds interesting, does it not?
Only the best adventure when you have to ask that question.
Yeah, I don't think drinking your own pee is going to be a good idea. But
If we get lost, I will save us all. I will find help. I promise. And he tucks them into his little jersey short pocket. And he's like, is he jittery as he packs his belongings? And he's got similar things to you. He's got some binoculars. He's got a magnifying glass. He's got a survival book, a Swiss Army knife. Things like that. So Josh Tucker and the other kid, they got similar stuff.
I've got no faith in Iker.
I am trying so hard not to laugh.
What, London?
Oh no! Well, no, me.
You?
God.
Was that you?
Yes. Iker was me at
Oh
camp.
no!
In reality,
With your pee purifier tabs.
I didn't go that far,
Good.
but I did have my book of dinosaurs,
There you go.
so I
Nice.
can find them.
So, are you packing anything special, Kevin? Have you found more stones for your slingshot? Kevin, Matt.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, I keep forgetting my name is Kevin.
Yeah, your name is Kevin. You
Kevin.
picked this
Yes,
name.
I will have probably spent a good amount of time picking enough stones. that I gotta-
Nice. Your bag is ridiculously heavy.
Yeah.
It's all
And-
rocks.
And the tabs are not cyanide, Aiden.
No, they are water purification tablets. So
knowing Iker, they're probably just saccharin tablets. So I mean,
yeah, his mom wouldn't actually send that. She's like, "Oh, God, he's gonna drink his piss."
Yeah, send the real thing then, please, so he doesn't kill himself.
But his dad's like, now he's gonna drink his own pee because you sent him sugar pills. It's like, great. Edith, what are you
so
doing?
sweet.
Oh, all I remember is that scene in Dumb and Dumber, and I can just hear that cop. Anyway, okay. So you all get your gear together. They've provided you with a nice hiking backpack. You don't know how far you're supposed to be hiking, and Lloyd is not really a font of information as you might hope he would be. But you guys get your stuff together, and you all meet out near the you go get breakfast at the mess, and then you all meet out front by the fire pit area with Bunkhouse F and the 6 little girls over there. And they're all 12 and 13. Coke bottle bottom glasses girl is over there, and she's kind of blushing because she's not really spent a whole lot of time around the boys. And now you guys are going to be camping in the woods together for a couple nights. So
I'm gonna push Iker towards her so hard. Not like physically, but like.
Was he like, what did you shove him? Like, there you go.
Boom! No. I'd be like, hey,
wait until he has a canteen full of pee.
oh.
No. Anyway, so yeah, you all gather around the fire pit, and it's like, okay, and you guys take off into the woods. And do any of you have a compass?
I did not take one.
I have a compass.
You have a compass?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you said one or not. So you're probably really not paying a whole lot of attention to what direction you are, because you were far less interested in this supposed slaughter, massacre, super death that happened in the 60s. But you guys are hiking for, I don't know, maybe an hour, hour and a half. You're not really hiking hard. Lloyd and we're going to name her Heather. Lloyd and Counselor Heather are just kind of grossly flirting like the entire hike. And you 12 kids are almost left to your own devices, but they are keeping an eye on you from the back. And you guys get up after a couple hours. You pass by an old, it's an old sign, and it's on a kind of partially rotted wooden post with a partially rotted sign, and it actually, you can't really make out the words too well. You kind of would have to spend some time to try to read. It's at kind of like it's at the corner of a path that goes off your hiking trail, but it's kind of overgrown. Does anybody want to try to read this?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
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 Okay, then go ahead and all of you give me intelligence rolls.
I can intelligence eyes.
That is a normal success for me.
That is a hard success from me.
I'm getting new dice.
So
Okay.
20 out of 50.
Okay. Well, with the two of you getting successes, that's more than enough to decipher. And it does say, looks like it says, sorry, I forgot the Lakeside Camp. And it's got like a little fish symbol on it.
Oh, that's the Christian camp, isn't it?
That's what Lloyd said, yeah. Do you think this is where it happened? He said it was farther down the road.
I thought he said
We've
that.
been hiking for a while, right?
Yeah, a couple hours.
I thought that Key or whatever was the closest camp, but maybe I guess Lakeside is.
Maybe. Can I take a compass reading to see if we're close to the direction he said?
Sure.
Natural world would make sense.
Yeah, natural
Yeah.
world. I assume you
Or
have
navigate.
that higher than navigate, but yeah, either.
Yeah. That is it's actually a success for navigate, and it's a
nice.
hard success for natural world. So
Nice.
wherever we want to go.
Fantastic. So yeah, you take a minute to. You don't have a map with you, but you do have the compass, and you kind of look at the sky around you as well, and you kind of remember the way that you've gone, and yeah, you're like, well, we've been heading about northeast probably most of this hike.
We're heading the way that he said. We've been going northeast.
What, guys, come on.
Freaking awesome.
Lloyd looks back and he's like, get the lead out.
What's this sign, Lloyd?
It's a sign. It's not where we're camping. Come on. And he kind of ushers
Are we
you guys
far? Are we far from the camping spot?
Shh.
Not
Maybe he doesn't know about it.
not too far. It's about 20 more minutes. So let's just go.
I really gotta pee.
You
Should
can
I wait?
just pee right there. Pee on that log. It looks like lots of things.
The girls are right here, man. Like, can I? I'm just gonna.
Heather, I'm gonna go wait with the boys. If you want to take everybody else off, I'll make sure that they
No,
get
I
their
don't
business
need
done.
some. I'm guy can pee by myself. I'm perfectly capable.
I mean, you're acting like you can't, so I'm not looking, but I'm listening.
No pressure.
Jeez. So I will step off the trail. A little bit towards the little road that goes probably back towards the past the thing.
I changed it.
Yeah. Keep an eye out while I try to.
That's
pretend.
fine. Okay, give me a spot hidden.
Sure. Yes, right on. Exactly on.
Okay, for regular success.
Yes.
Okay, you can kind of see where from the position where I assume you're urinating, because Lloyd's like, I'm not gonna help you, but I mean I could pee. Would that help? Would that? As he's just looking up.
Maybe if you turned around so you weren't looking at me, maybe that would
I'm not looking at you. I am looking distinctly at the clouds.
But you can see me, can't you?
I can hear you. I can hear you, and I don't hear peeing.
I'm changing out my batteries in my CD player, and I'm going to put on Black Flag's Nazi Punk and turn it all the way up.
Is he looking in the direction of me?
No, he's like.
I will undo my canteen and then slowly pour it out.
Okay, all right, good.
And then he's like, "Do you need the tablets?"
Yeah, Icker's like,
Icker.
I brought a spare squirt bottle, and it's like a Quick Trip squirt bottle, and with a crinkly straw in it. But anyway, so go. I said go. Sometimes people have to pee, and they don't want an audience. Go. I'm just waiting here so they don't die. You're not gonna die.
Die.
Yeah, well, bees and wasps. Just saying, you might be allergic. I don't know. So, but Kevin, as you look down the path, you can see a good bit down the path, and it is very overgrown. But you're kind of sure, maybe 200 yards out, which it's really hard to see that far just with all the other overgrowth. But you do think that maybe you see some straight lines that would indicate that maybe it's not all natural, organic growth out there. There might be something else out there. And you might have... Here, give me a luck roll.
That is a 6. That is
Nice.
well under my
Okay,
luck.
you're pretty sure... Not only do you see what looks like straight lines, like the longer you look at it, the more you feel like you're pretty confident that there's something, like some sort of structure out there. But you think you might see movement too? Taller than what you would expect for like, but again, it's a good,
Bees or wasps?
it is a long, yeah, it is a long way out there, but you're pretty sure you see movement. Your glasses are good glasses.
Okay. So I'll finish my fake pee.
Okay. He's like, okay, come on, let's go. And he starts to kind of like try to round you guys up and like usher you towards the other group.
But what was that sign for? Like as we're walking, what was that sign for?
What do you mean that side for? The
That
sign?
sign.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you read it? I can't read it.
Yeah, it said.
looks
That's when I pop up and say it said.
Don't say it.
Lakeside Camp.
John's over here going, you're pulling an air and you're giving away all your stuff. Lakeside. That was one of those camps I told you about. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. Come on, let's go. That camp hasn't been
Okay.
around in years.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool to go out there and check it out?
Not right now. I was in the middle of a very titillating conversation with the other counselor. Can we please go back to camp?
What? Did you say titillating?
He did say
There's giggles,
he did-
without a
he did-
doubt.
He did
yeah.
say
The entire
titillating.
group.
And when you giggle, he's like, exactly. So come on, let's go back to camp. Let's go put up the tents. And I don't care what.
More giggles.
Yeah, especially if he says, let's go pitch some tents and get. No. And so come on. And he will. I mean, are you guys going to fight him on this? He's
No,
like,
no,
just
no,
let's
no.
get back to camp.
Dude,
Let's get up there.
back here tonight.
So yeah, so you guys, I follow, or he rounds you up and kind of ushers you like, and he's like, get along, children, go, and ushers you back, and then you get to the clearing where they've got it set up for you guys to have your little camp out, and yeah, you guys set up some tents. Lloyd gets a fire going. Actually, probably Lloyd and not Icker. We'll say Josh Tucker and the little girl with the Coke bottle bottom glasses. They're really good at getting a fire started. And there was like a whole class on this from Counselor Blake. So
While they're doing,
Palmed a couple of the arrowheads we made.
sure.
Okay.
while
Yeah,
they're
I'm
doing
good
that,
with
I'm gonna talk to London, going. So, are you gonna try and go back to me?
Heck yeah. Dude.
Aren't you afraid of getting lost?
Well, that's why you're coming.
Oh, I'm coming.
Yeah? You're Mr. Wanna be like out here, what's the term used? Like survivor?
I read about surviving in case I got lost, not because I was doing something stupid.
Yeah, but you
I'm
got
gonna
that
lean
compass.
over and be like, yeah, but you know this stuff, and you're not annoying like Icker.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and they're like, oh my god, two boys that are like, trying, I'm like, we need a friend, and like, okay, yeah, all right.
Listen, it'll be fun. We're gonna go check it out. It's not a big deal. I definitely didn't see movement out there. so it's not like there's anything out there.
All I know is I want to go out there and dude, some realism for my song. Like, what is this place like?
Oh, you write music too?
Yeah. I say it exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
You're a singer and a songwriter?
Both.
How do you think? I mean, are we gonna be able to slip away? I mean, Lloyd's supposed to watch us. Do you think we're gonna have a problem getting away?
Lloyd's gonna be so.
I have a teenage
distracted
brother.
tonight.
Trust me. It's easier than you think. I've been
Oh.
saving my I've been saving my
The crap out
ammunition
of me.
for this.
Sorry about that.
Because like you can only sneak away once. Like that's the thing. So you can once you've done it once, they're going to be watching you the rest of the time. So you have to like use the moment right.
All right. Yeah. Let's do it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Yes. What is the worst?
Kevin is not laughing.
All right. So you guys get everything set up. The counselors that are with you start to help with getting, or they get like the little cook pot set up, and you guys, you know, you're doing camp stuff. You're making it happen, and Lloyd is actually pretty good at this. And after about you've been there maybe an hour or so, Counselor Blake actually shows up too, and he's like, sorry I couldn't leave with you guys this morning, but he likes to go on these roughing it trips, so he sets up his own little single tent, and he's there for the rest of the night, helps cook, tells stories, jokes around. You know, you guys aren't super far from the lake. Like, there's a little trail that goes off to where the lake is, and you know, he's like, hey, you guys want to go fishing and stuff like that. But
Yeah, we should go fishing.
Yeah. I'd love to go fishing.
Let me see if we can see the other camp from the lake.
okay, well, he's like, well, let's see how dark it's going to be after dinner, and but yeah, if you want to, we'll say after dinner, he gets some fishing poles out, and you guys head down to the lake. And he's like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with a little dusk fishing.
This is where Ricky pushes up his glasses and says, actually, the fish come out better at night when it's a little darker.
Yeah, and hearing about fishing, other Ricky, Icker, if you will, is like, oh. And he starts digging around, and he's like earthworms galore over here, guys. And he's like found a whole little like kind of a muddy, mossy spot, and yeah, there's just worms all over. He's like, you guys want bait? I don't fish, but I'll dig up worms for you all day. Have you ever?
You'll dig up worms, but you won't fish.
Well,
Why not?
fishing is totally boring. You just sit there.
Well, there
Right,
are other things you can always, hunt for out here.
I don't see hunting implements.
You could set
You
up a
don't do
rabbit
it that
snare.
way. Have you ever heard of snipes?
Well, Counselor Blake is like, the shut up, John. The counselor is like,
No, we need to take Iker on a snipe hunt. This is a fantastic idea.
next time, guys, next time. We've only got an hour. No, we'll go as long as this takes. But Counselor Blake's like, he actually calls him Iker, and he's like, I mean Ricky. And he Ricky, I taught you guys how to make, primitive traps. We could trap things out here. You don't have to, like, have hunting implements.
And plus, I've got mine right here. And I pull out my slingshot,
Uh-oh.
and then I put a rock in it and pull it back, and then fire it at the ground. See?
And it goes in. It goes in pretty good. It like kicks up a little divot. It looks like what's left behind a golf tee when somebody's just done a good drive.
Yeah, I could probably get a good squirrel or a rabbit with this.
Well, what are you going to do with it once you get it?
And
I don't know.
Ricky's just like, you guys want worms or not? Worms? Worms for you? Guys are gonna... And he just walks away and he starts digging up worms. He doesn't really want to talk about killing animals. His interests lie in water purification and earthworms.
Drinking his own pee.
So,
Guys, we gotta figure out a way that we're gonna get away. Are we gonna wait till like bedtime, or are we gonna do it before then?
Maybe we wait till bedtime, because with Counselor Blake here, he's not exactly distracted by... It was Heather?
yeah, Heather.
He's not exactly distracted by Heather, so we might
You
need to
get the
wait till-
distinct impression that Counselor Blake is here specifically because Lloyd and Heather they went to camp together, and I think that there were issues. now they're grown.
Counselor Blake, I've got a question.
Sure.
What does the word titillating mean?
Well, it means, and he kind of, and it feels like he might be trying, like the corners of his mouth are twitching a little bit, but he's like, it just means something very interesting.
Lloyd said something about Heather being very titillating earlier today, and
that's what he said.
Was excited about getting to camp. Like as soon as the dinner was over, he said that he couldn't wait for it, and I'm not quite sure what was going on.
Didn't he say something about he wanted to pitch a tent with her?
Yeah. Like they were going to help put up a tent. I don't know.
I don't know. I just remember
Blake
the thing
looks
about
back,
this.
and Lloyd looks completely upset that Counselor Blake is here, because no other counselor has ever needed another counselor to come on the hiking journeys. And
I don't know. I think that they wanted to like spend some time alone.
They have to spend so much time with you kids. Sometimes the counselors just need time alone. Lloyd, wasn't it like 2 years ago you caught the biggest bass in Lake Kee-Wau-Gwa? Yeah, I won that year. Yeah, well, let's try to best your record. Come on, I've got an extra pole in my tent. And there's more giggles.
Wait, does he leave us there at the lake?
No, this is before you guys have even gone down.
Okay.
And so Lloyd, he actually makes Lloyd come with you all. And he makes you carry camping chairs. Or they're not camping chairs, they're like those little stadium seat kind of things that they used to be super popular with little pad. Some of them had the little flip up back on them. I have a terrible story about those someday from my childhood. but yeah, so he's got a couple of those. He just sits on a log. But yeah, you guys are down at the lake, and you're out there. He's got y'all set up. And you said you wanted earlier, Matt. You said you wanted to see if you could see the other camp from.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you are.
I'm gonna hand him my binoculars from my backpack.
Okay. So with that, go ahead and roll a bonus die on your spot hidden.
Sweet.
Dude.
Man,
And
bringing
Aiden,
the nerd along was a great idea.
yeah, Aiden, the backrest without any actual chair. It had a seat. It had like a padded cushion, and then.
It's a stadium chair. Have you ever seen those?
It kind of mounts.
Yeah,
to
and then it's
stadium
just got
seat
some
and
of them
you
have
go
a
back.
little. Yeah, they're meant to make stadium seats a little bit more comfy. But yeah, it has no legs or anything. It's just a cushion.
It's kind of like the ones that Grandpa had in his fishing boat.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I succeeded. I got a success.
Okay, so it's with the binoculars. Even though it's getting a little dark, I'm trying to think how we'll say the direction of the sunset is such that it actually glints off. You can definitely tell that there are some structures farther out. They don't look to be what you can see left. They're not. There's like some. It looks like something was there once. Some younger.
So not like a decrepit dock or anything.
Yeah, something. There's remnants of. There's like the pier posts that you would see.
Sure.
There's not any of the crossbars or anything, but you can see that it looks like there was maybe a little boat area over there. there's like you see something in like maybe a chimney kind of sticking up, some stones. You see like some bricks piled on top of one another. But
if I had to guess, how far a walk is it from here?
It would probably take skirting around the lake instead of going. I assume that's what you mean from where you are on the lake. Skirting around the lake, maybe a 5-10 minute walk farther down. Because you went down a little ways towards the lake, and the lake will actually cut off a lot of the distance that you saw coming back from that signpost.
Okay.
So you guys sit there fishing, and does anybody else want to do anything while at least at this point? Still, the sun is still just hovering, and it's
See any animals?
You hear birds, you hear frogs. You don't see like squirrels in the trees is probably what you see. Maybe some rabbits, but they're pretty stealthy.
Okay.
I want to ask Counselor Blake about what he knows about the lakeside camp that we passed.
Oh, lakeside. Well, it was one of those I'm sure Lloyd told you, and he kind of casts a glance at Lloyd. I'm sure he told you on opening night bonfire time, but yeah, there used to be 4 camps down in this river valley, and then there was a accident, and a lot of the camps got flooded. Lakeside Christian was one of them, and it actually wasn't too far from here, but
there was a big earthquake.
Yeah, he
And
wasn't.
maybe a
Did
lake
Lloyd tell
monster
you
came
about
up
that?
Yeah, I think so. But then, like, a lake monster came out and like swallowed whole some swimming or some rowing teams.
Yeah, as you're saying this, Blake is just giving the stinkiest stink eye to Lloyd, who is like, I said nothing about a lake monster. I said the rowing team disappeared in the lake and they were never seen again. Said nothing about a monster. In fact, I'm pretty sure I said there was no monster.
Yeah, which is what you would say as a camp counselor to cover up a lake monster.
Lloyd casts his line and he's just sitting there. He's like, whatever. and Blake is like, I don't know anything about a sea monster except for there's a massive catfish that nobody's ever been able to catch. But I don't know anything about any sea monsters. But since you already know about... Does he
have a name? Does the catfish have a name?
Yeah, he's actually one of the other camps was named after him on the other side of the lake, even farther out. He's Old Waukee.
Oh, so he's like really old.
Oh yeah, I mean there have been stories about him. I mean it's probably
like super old, like
it's probably
like as old as you.
Well, I see. My son has probably been telling stories. I'm not that old. I am spry, and you can actually,
Your son?
Huh? Yeah, his son. His son goes here. He's camp dad.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the camp dad.
I thought there was a suggestion that it was Lloyd was his son.
Oh no. Yeah, no.
Well, then he'd be really old.
Yeah, no. And you actually can tell. Somebody give me a spot hidden roll.
Oh heck yeah!
Since there's no, I keep wanting to say notice. I've been prepping
I
for.
got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
You noticed before the sun went down, and maybe because he's probably got like a light on or something, like a little lantern light. You actually noticed that there's a tan line where a wedding ring would have been, and you happen to notice a little glint of a ruby stud that's in his left ear. And you get the distinct impression that he's going through a midlife crisis, and he does not like to be thought of as old. Being called old is painful.
Counselor Blake, what kind of car do you drive?
Well, since you asked. And, midlife crisis car. So it's like a convertible. Yep. It's like a Corvette.
Yep.
But anyhow, he's like... A lot of people don't like to talk about what happened here. I mean, it was just... They attribute a lot of, like, omens and stuff like that. just because it all happened at the same time. But it was just one of those freak accidents. There was an earthquake. It weakened the dam. When the storm started and there was, it was pretty torrential downpour, the dam just broke. Part of it did. But it's been repaired. It's been fine ever since they fixed it. And it's just not...
You think the lake monster was up above the dam, and then when the dam broke, it got down here?
He cast his line, and he's like, "You sure you've never been at this camp before, MacAlester?
Yeah.
Has your family ever been to this camp before? Because you remind me of somebody."
No, I don't. I haven't seen my dad in several years. I know my mom didn't go here, but we're from way up in Chicago. I'm sorry, we're from way up in Chicago.
Chicago. Peoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of, he's like, "I'm not going to talk to you about this anymore, son. Why don't you just cast your line?" And he focuses on fishing. He's like, "We'll stay out. We'll fish for a couple hours."
Yeah. Then we'll have fish for breakfast.
Sure.
Hopefully.
I mean, this is a catch and release lake, son, so...
Oh, well, that's not fun.
Conservation, not consumption. I was going to say consummation, but none of that either.
That's
Not now
Blake
that Blake's here.
Counselor Blake, I did hear one of the girls mention that they might want to go hunting for something called a snipe earlier. Do you know what that is?
Fish.
It's a fish? How do you hunt for fish?
Fish.
We're
just
hunting for
just
the fish right now,
just
Kevin.
fish. And Blake, he's like, "Go use the lure that I taught you how to make, and why don't you go down about 20 feet?" It's like, "We spread out too many lines in one area, and so he kind of moves off a little bit. He takes one of the camping seats and he moves off a little bit. And he's like, "But leave your reflectors on, so when I shine it down the lake, I can see you." And you've all got these little push button. They actually blink, but if the battery's dead, they just reflect light. But they look like little bike reflectors that you've just got buttoned onto your camp shirt. I used to use them for going trick-or-treating.
Okay, so we're going to wait till it gets dark, right?
Yeah, I mean, by the time he's done talking to you, and that's what he's like. He's like, "Let me see your reflectors," and yeah, you guys are going to be doing some night fishing.
Okay. So when he moves away, I want to move the three of us down a little bit farther away from him.
Okay.
Still within a decent area.
Good.
And then I've got a skill called, I don't remember what we called it. Trap rigging, because I'm Kevin MacAlester.
That's right.
Is there a way I can rig the poles into the ground and then the reflectors onto the poles so it looks like we're there?
Sure. I'll say that's fine. And he finds you absolutely irritating, so he's like, "Oh God."
Yeah, no, that was the whole point. I got a 42 over a 40, but I'm going to spend...
You want to spend some luck on that?
I'm going to spend 22 luck on that.
Holy monks.
Get a hard success, so they're solid.
Okay. Yeah, they are rooted into the ground as best as you can get them. And you didn't cast the line, so it's not like anything's going to pull it out or anything like that. But yeah, the reflectors, you've pinned them kind of at staggering heights down on the poles, because they've got those several rings on them. So you've kind of staggered them, and you've got them spread out, every, we'll say maybe 10 feet in between y'all. And yeah, so if he shines his light, if he
I'll do the first one and then motion for the other two guys to be quiet, and then show them what I did, and then I'll motion for us to do the same.
Sure.
Thing, but not say a word.
Sure. Okay. Cool. And you hear Blake go, "Lloyd, just shine the light over there every 10 minutes. So make sure they're there." And that it keeps Lloyd busy, so he's not running off.
Pouting.
So
he's not pouting.
yeah.
Yeah, pouting. Yeah.
All right, so you guys get all your fishing lines and everything set up and your reflectors. What do you do now?
So hey, real quick, Roxy. We got about 40 minutes left. I think we should stretch this out to 2 because I'm having a blast. I don't know about the other guys.
That's fine. Yeah,
I
we can
love
push
this,
it for a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm
I
good
think
with that.
I think we stretch it out for 2 episodes. Do you think you could get a whole other episode out of this?
We were getting pretty close
Okay.
to where we were kind of gonna wrap her up, but if you'd like it to last 2 episodes,
I think that we've done some really solid setup, and I just don't want to rush anything.
Okay,
It's up to you.
that's fine. When do you want to do
up
it?
to you on how you want to start. Okay. If you feel confident or comfortable in
Sure.
in having enough story, then let's do it.
Yeah, I can make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah. So when would you like to do that? Because right now our Thursdays are booked up until September. If we start,
I think we just, instead of doing regular Illuminated Page in 2 weeks, we just do this.
do this instead. Okay.
Give David and Amanda a chance to fully move into a new town and a new state.
Make new friends.
Yeah. Or, come down to Indianapolis, say hi to people, just say.
Other
meet
friends.
virtual friends in real life.
That's right.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to cut us off.
No,
but,
no, that's
I
good.
don't want to get us too far deep into this without,
Sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, so in 2 weeks, y'all, we will be back with the thrilling conclusion of Bunkhouse
So-
B.
Next week is Shell Game.
Yep,
Yes,
Shell
it
Game,
is.
episode 2.
That starts at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Yep.
Yep. And then Tuesday again is the Isolated Tomes.
Tomes of Isolation, yep. Tomes of Isolation. And we'll be back in Alone Against the Dark. Ernest Holt still clinging to life.
Somehow.
Still clinging to life in Cairo, but he was just about to enter the lost pyramid of Tel El Amarna, I believe is what it was. And so he is
sounds
probably going to die soon.
Aw.
Right on. Well, good luck to him.
And if y'all-
He
if
has
y'all
lived
haven't
a
spot-
long life.
He has survived 5 or 6 attempts on his life.
No,
He has no one with him at this pyramid where people have been seen dumping bodies. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Egypt's always good for Cthulhu adventures. That's the best.
Always.
Well,
always.
honestly, he's 60 years old. He has lived a long
time.
life. He has seen so much, and he's going to see just a little bit more.
That's right.
if he's gonna go stark raving mad before he dies.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So as a reminder, that game is a little more interactive. So definitely show up for that if you want to
Please. I need
influence
all the
that
help.
story. I know Roxy enjoys that, and then we'll be back next week with Shell Game episode 2.
And if you guys haven't
Yep.
seen it, it's up on YouTube now, right?
Yep. Episode 1 is up
And
on
Shawn-
YouTube.
It was a great game.
Thank you.
Look at
It's-
Shawn
it's-
doing my promos. I like that. So yeah. So definitely check out our YouTube. You can go over to youtube.com and search for Quiet Gentlemen. If you're there, subscribe because it helps
Please.
us. We can't get our custom URL until we have a certain number of subscribers, and we're working our way there. But every little bit helps.
That's right.
Keep up to date with us on Facebook and Twitter. If you go over to Facebook, we usually put out events for these games. We're starting to do that so that it'll be a reminder. And then we're every Tuesday and Thursday, we'll be online.
Yep.
Anything else we want to promote?
I think, let's see, 2 weeks from last night on August 12th, I will start appearing in a Curse of Strahd Savage Worlds game. I think it is still being discussed exactly where that's going to be broadcast, but I believe right now the plan is to go to the Gamers Table, so twitch.tv/Gamers Table, I believe is the address. But if you follow us on anything, we'll host it here when it goes live. But yeah, I'm going to be playing an alienist in 1890s London that gets whisked away to Barovia.
You know why
And
they call them alienists, right?
I've listened to your podcast, so I remember the joke. But yes, I know why they're called alienists. So, but yeah, so keep an eye out for that if you follow our Facebook or follow me on Twitter ROOWERKS, Rueworks. And yeah, you can find out where I will be in 2 weeks on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central.
Yeah, we're super jazzed about Roxy being on that show. That's gonna be great.
They have no
Pretty
idea
awesome.
what they're asking for.
And
Tonight,
if you haven't
they'll
been-
watch this and go, no.
No, this was great tonight.
She talks about drinking pee.
A lot. A
There was
lot.
a lot of discussion about Peter.
And his name is Icker now. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
It's
God, just
Iker's awesome.
oozy,
I like
oozy
Icker.
fluids and all kinds of junk. Ugh.
I
if you
get
guys
Iker.
haven't checked it out, there is a season 1 kind of wrap up video that Roxy put together.
Oh,
That is up on YouTube. It is
Amazing.
phenomenal. It is fantastic. Like, we're talking high professional quality in the production there. And she had some fantastic drawings to work with, but not really any moving footage, really.
No, yeah, it was just a slideshow. Yeah.
And for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, your speakers aren't. It's not a bad audio. It's just the way it was recorded to sound insane. It's like voices talking over each other. I mean, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
It was
So,
fun to make. So
You should definitely check that out because Roxy makes good content. If her storytelling tonight is any indication, she's really good at it. I had a blast, so definitely check that out.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll be back next week with Shell Game, and then in 2 weeks we'll be doing Illuminated Page to go back to Bunkhouse.
we will be getting back to Bunkhouse B. I do want to do one quick shout out
sure.
because I forgot to put it in the end credits, which I will fix before I upload it to YouTube. But your wonderful avatars down there, right next to your names, were drawn by Mary Day, also known as Riley O'Malley on Twitter at the Riley O'Malley, TheRiley O'Malley. And the art is phenomenal. She turned him around super fast, affordable, great commission artist. I highly recommend her work. It is still funny to me that London looks exactly like my nephew Levi. David, who's usually on our Illuminated Page show in chat, is the Farlane. His fiance is my best friend Amanda, and her son is Levi. And the art turned out, the reference was an aesthetic picture of swoopy hair and a black band t-shirt, and then Mouth from the Goonies. So Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
somehow she spit out a very similar picture to my nephew. so
Well, that's all right. She took the picture that I
Yeah.
sent you guys of me in like second grade and actually made me look cool.
yeah,
So-
I mean, the other two are actually based off our cast members.
Real pictures, yeah.
So it was great art. So I just wanted to shout her out. I'm going to put the link down in the description for her art. Again, highly recommend. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I was nervous as heck. This is my first time GMing
good.
on screen, and only I think my third time GMing ever. so thank you
You'll have to do it more.
no, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was phenomenal.
I appreciate that. But you all have a wonderful night. And if nobody else has anything to say, I'm going to just go ahead and slip us on out.
Yeah.
Night,
so
everyone.
we'll see
Thank
y'all.
you all.
Good night.
Good night, guys.